Okay.
We are adding Patmos as well. Patmos, they weren't on. Where I was getting some text saying Patmos would like to be on, so we're adding them on as well.
Okay, add them on. While you're doing that, I'll speak to Helen. What's up, Helen Taylor from Tobacco Road in Wilson, North Carolina, and
North
our own
Kakalaki.
Dr. Sonia Evans from the great state of what?
Kansas.
Kansas.
Ooh.
Kansas. Barbecue rib capital of the United States. Okay, all right.
Ivan, what you know about ribs, Ivan?
What?
What kind of ribs you talking about over
Shoot.
there?
Oh, ever since the Lord put me in that deep sleep and took one of my ribs out and gave it to Audra E, I've been looking, I've been hunting ribs all my days.
Yeah. Now remember, we promote the show on Southeastern Conference of Patmos. So which kind? We doing the pork ribs or the beef ribs or the
Sean,
vegetarian
Sean,
ribs?
Sean, Sean, as good Adventists, we believe in pork chops and post them. But this is Southeastern Conference. We doing beef ribs or vegan ribs. Come on, Sean.
Or
Clarify. I just want to make it clear for the people.
Or
lamb ribs are good.
okay,
Oh,
okay.
They're delicious.
And
The
that's for the
lamb was
lamb that
being
was slain.
sacrificed,
And
right?
what a perfect
Ivan, you read my
segue.
mind. You read my mind. You read
and
my
That
mind.
was a
barbecue and
barbecue lamb ribs,
and goat
goat.
is good.
Okay, all right.
And they do have some vegetarian substitutes as well.
Yes. Yeah, and eat. Make sure you have the vegan ribs with the vegan ribs.
Hey, I don't discriminate either, so I'm
I
just
like that
trying not,
because we
not to get in trouble, you know.
because we're gonna talk about some discrimination today, ain't we, Dan?
Yes, yes.
Yes, it
So,
is.
yeah, I just got a call from Pastor Gross. He's our leader of the Sabbath schools of Southeastern Conference. So, I'm going to go offline and I'm going to jump back in, but we're going to start with Ivan reading Genesis. How about that?
All right. Genesis 47:27 says, "So Israel dwelt in the land of Egypt, in the country of Goshen, and they had possessions there, and grew and multiplied exceedingly." Exceedingly. One of the questions Dan shot me was the first part one. We don't die, we multiply. That almost
Well,
sounds like a Robin Harris, Bebe's kids, E and Sonia. Sean, the question that Dan posed to me was, he said, Ivan, how did the Lord bless Jacob's family in the land of Goshen,
mhm.
according to Genesis 47:27? Well, they had, according to the text I read, they had possessions, which I look at possessions as being assets like land, homes. Even back then, they had luxury cars, luxury
Mm,
chariots,
Chariots.
money
mhm.
market accounts, stocks, bonds, bitcoins. They had
Oh,
they had all the things of value, and they grew and multiplied exceedingly. That means they not only had assets, but they had an explosion of childbirths. Remember,
Yeah.
this multiplication was promised by God to Abraham, that
hmm
as being the father of many nations, his seed. In fact, according to Genesis 15:5, he said, then he brought him, Abram, outside and said, "Look now toward the heavens and count the
Yes.
stars, if you are able to number them." All right. And he said to him, so your descendants be. And Genesis 26:3 and 4, he said, I will perform the oath which I swore to Abraham your father. He was talking to Isaac and Abimelech, and I
hmm
will make your descendants, that's Jacob, that's Joseph, all the tribes, I'll make them multiply as the stars in heavens. I will give your descendants all these lands, possessions, and
mm-hmm.
in your seed all the nations of the earth
Okay.
shall be blessed, because Abraham obeyed my voice and kept my charge, commandments, statutes, and laws. Sean,
Amen.
does
Amen.
having great possessions mean that God is with you and blessing you? And why did Jacob bless Pharaoh even though he despised
Hey, everybody.
shepherds? Hey, Dan.
We're gonna go off and come back on because we're on another thread. So
Another
we'll,
thread.
we'll be back
Okay.
after this commercial break.
All right.
Okay.